What's up, everybody? This is Patrick from WP Builder Helper, and today we have a very special video for you. Brizy has actually put out some brand new templates, and I wanted to kind of go over them with you, kind of show you what they're doing, what's going on with them, what you can expect, where you can find them, those type of things, and just give you my general feedback on them compared to their old templates. So let's dive right in. I've got my demo site up right now, as you can see, and we're going to kind of look into it, and we're going to go into the templates. So you got to start with a brand new page. In this case, I'm just using the demo Hello World page, but we're going to start from here, and you're going to notice immediately that up in the top there is a kit for block 1 and block 2. Now, if you're very familiar with Brizy, you're probably already familiar with blocks 1 and blocks, at least block 1, because it's been there since they came out. They really haven't made very many additions to it, other than maybe some layout changes to some of the things that are in here. But other than that, it's a pretty standard block. They're just very white blocks, very plain. It's meant to be a starting point for you. Block 2, the kit 2, is a little bit different. You can see that they've added some color, some variation. They're using very colorful photos and images. They've just got more of a color impact than the blocks do, the original blocks. So let's kind of take a look at some of these and actually dissect them and see if, what are we dealing with? What have they done? Have they stretched the boundaries of what they were doing before? Are they just using colors more so that it stands out? Like, let's look at something like this. So let's open this up and take a look at it and see how they did it. Let's break it down and just see everything that they did. Okay, so just looking at this is just a straight image, which is fine. Yep, that's just an image. This background's pretty cool though. Oh, and apparently it just went away when I was using it just now. Let's see. And I'm sorry if this is boring. This is more or less just a breakdown for some of the people who are interested in what's going on with Brizy and how this is happening. So we wanted to take a look at some of this and just really look over it and see what we can find. Oh, now that's neat. I totally forget sometimes that Brizy has the ability to move images like this, where you can actually shift things. That's one of the most useful Brizy features that they honestly have, and it's really, really cool, the fact that you can just scale an image to fit what you want, how you want things to do. I mean, I just really like that. So far this is just very standard. They're just using some better images, some better quality pictures. Let's look at some more blocks and just take a look at what's going on here and what you can expect going forward. So let's pick another block as we go through it and see. My distinct feeling with these blocks is that while they're very colorful and everything, they don't seem to be pushing the boundaries of what you can expect. Like, for instance, right here, you can kind of see that there's this gradient box, and that's about it. Not to say that they won't come out with more later on. Once again, this is, in most cases, just a starting point. They specifically do this so that you can have a point for you to start. If you're somebody who kind of struggles with design or can't come up with things, then this is really here to help you. Do they have a dark setting for this? Oh wow, it appears some of these do have a dark setting. That's pretty unique. So there's a light setting and a dark setting, and apparently when you change it, it'll flip-flop between them and start showing up the dark settings. That's pretty cool. That's unique. That's something that's pretty neat. I know that some other builders have dark and light sections, but Brizy allows you to use that same exact section just between the dark and the light. That's pretty cool. That's something you don't see everywhere. You see how that changed? That's pretty cool. That's neat. That gets my thumbs up. I think that that's really cool. That's something that a lot of the other page builders that are out there kind of forget about. What they'll do is they'll do sections, and each of the sections are light or dark. So you can choose which one you want to use, but you can't do both of them. And Brizy has actually allowed it to be where they've made these things stand out in both light and dark. And that is really, really neat. So looking at the bottom, it appears the bottom gets a little bit more plain. A lot of the top's kind of bold, and a lot of the bottom is just, showing off some of the other things they can do, different things like, maps and what our offices are and different pictures and how they did it. So it looks like they've given you the ability to have a ton of content that's in here. And this is all free content that you could use to kind of what I would call wireframe a website, where you just kind of build it out for the client just to get an idea of what the website's going to look like, so that when you're building it, they can visually understand what's going on and just feel better about what you're doing. So they've done a couple different things here. Like, it looks like they've got some forms here. What is this? Kind of interested to see what this is. Oh, okay. So this is just showing off columns. This is almost like a table essentially, but it's using the divs and everything. That's pretty cool too. That's very useful for information or displaying anything like that on a website. But I wanted to look over all of this. A lot of these pictures are reused over and over again, which I'm okay with. I understand why they're doing that, because right now they're hosting them and they're doing stuff like that. So I get it. You want to use the same kind of content. Yeah, I got to say, this is pretty cool. These blocks, I mean, I know a lot of people have been waiting for them. Like I said, a bunch of people, if you actually compare them, just looking at the other block kit compared to this block kit, you see a giant difference. Not to say that this block kit was bad, but this block kit wasn't great. I don't know if it was the images that threw it off, but it just looks very... I don't know. It looks like something built with like an older builder. It just doesn't look like something that's new and fresh and everything like that. And the second block kit definitely is an improvement on that. You can just see there's better improvements with the typography. There's better improvements with the images. There's better improvements with the backgrounds. All of those things are what people often get inspiration from. And so I don't think as a builder you can really downplay the fact that blocks are going to be in there, because sometimes, even the bigger designers will grab a block for a quick inspiration, or just give them ideas or whatever it is, just to give them, some idea of what's going on. Like, this is a pretty cool block. Let's look at this one and see what they got. Okay, so this is just a straight image, which is okay, but it'd be cooler if it was done in CSS, but I understand why they didn't do it in CSS. But still very cool the way that they did it. It looks, I mean, it fits perfectly on here. This image works out to align perfectly. I'm kind of curious though, when you screen it down. Okay, so it still aligns perfectly. That's pretty neat. They've definitely spent some time thinking about it. Okay, and then the image just goes away. Okay, that's pretty cool. They thought about that. Whoever's doing these thought about that. This image goes away when you actually shrink it down. So that's pretty cool. That means that they've thought beyond the fact of everything else. Because once again, there's the fact that you got to do mobile responsive stuff, and so that's really neat. It's just an extra little flair. It's something that it's nice to have. You don't really expect it, but when it does it, you're just happy that it's there. But this definitely looks good. It would definitely look good on mobile. I mean, this is great. I'm really obsessed with the fact that Brizy's coming out with more and more information about this. I really like this. This is just really cool that they've added these blocks in. I think it's going to help a lot of designers. I hope you guys have liked this. This is just a basic overview. I didn't want to spend too long going over this. I know that this is boring, and I have some more information coming out, but I just wanted to give you a showing of what you could expect, what you're looking at, you know, what's going to happen when you download this and how you feel about it and all of those type of things, and just give you my basic impressions. Hopefully this has helped you. If you have enjoyed it, make sure to hit that like button and smash subscribe below. I'll have more Brizy content coming out in the future, including some head-to-head challenges with other builders, other themes, and everything. I've got some great ideas on the horizon. I'm about to come out with them. About to come out with a huge update that is going to, I think, end up pointing a lot of people to different things, because everybody does speed tests, but nobody speed tests every single builder with every single theme that's on the market. And that's something I'm looking to do. Alright, so hopefully you have a good time, and I will see you later.